I feel like it feels very different, and not just the mornings, because obviously the morning and my nights, I guess I just feel like I walk through the world more consistent and more level and more steady with more intention, because I'm not taking it on a roller coaster or putting it in unpredictable scenarios. Now if I wake up with a headache, I'm like, wait, what's this about? Whereas before I would just always assume that I would wake up in the middle of the night or wake up with a headache because I drank the night before. And so I do feel a lot more of a predictability in that sense. I feel like I can rely on my body a whole lot more. Maybe my body can rely on me a whole lot more. Yeah. I feel like I'm able to carry myself more strongly than I could at any other time. And if my mind is part of my body, I mean, feeling more mindful. I have way less concern over what I said or what I did. I'm fully present during my whole day and night. And I just feel so much more awareness in that, which feels really good. It's wild to think of how much anxiety I had over my words. Like I felt like I just didn't have as much intention or control, because as soon as I would start drinking, it's like something, I don't know, I guess I just didn't feel, the next day I would always just be like, oh no, what did I say? Did I make someone feel weird or, whatever. And I just, not having that pressure and that anxiety, it feels lighter. I feel more capable. I also started lifting the last 3.5 years, and so I've gotten a lot stronger physically. I don't think I'd be able to do this and maintain this healthy routine if I were drinking. I can't imagine drinking the night before I go try and lift at the gym. That sounds like a nightmare. And now I just wake up in the morning and I go do my stuff, and my body is capable and excited to do it. And also there's this community I have during the day too. I'm doing these activities where I went from thinking that my social life was drinking or at night or around drinking environments, and I thought I would be lonely or wouldn't have a lot of excitement unless it was like alone in nature. Well, now I'm going to these classes in the morning, going to lift and have this like whole other active lifestyle. My life is very active, and alcohol doesn't involve or isn't surrounded by, or it's not surrounded by alcohol in any way, which is amazing. Like going to coffees feel different now, and I just feel like I'm honoring what my body wants in a whole new light and giving it this, a celebration, like giving it an entirely new space to live in that I never thought I could. Or I never, also probably wasn't even, like I don't think I would have been able to if I was living the life that I lived before. It's like I emptied out what alcohol brought in my life or took from my life, and now I'm able to like fill it with these incredible, beautiful things, and I have all the energy in the world. I'm 42 and I'm like, I feel like I'm in my 20s because I'm active. I'm more active than I've ever been in my life, and yeah, I feel like it has a lot to do with being sober.
Did you think your current life was possible?
No. Because I was 6 months sober when we first talked. I saw at 6 months the possibility of never wanting to drink again. I saw it as, oh, I can do this. I never could have imagined how it feels now. And to use your words, like I've seen too much. I've seen so much more of my capacity, I've seen way so much more than, I've seen so much more that's possible. I just feel like with time and allowing yourself to just sit with the uncomfortable and get over certain humps of things, just how much easier things get. And even with lifting, like I had to go through certain uncomfortable milestones, and I just seen the progress over time. I think similarly, it's just new things unlocking you, like new possibilities, new mindsets, we're so much deeper than we realize. And as we do things more long term, I mean, being 5 years, just celebrated 5 years sober, I saw 5 as this exciting number, you know? I'm like, oh, 5, like I'm excited to hit 5 for some reason. And now it's come and gone now. And it just feels like, oh yeah, of course it's 5 years and it'll be forever. So I don't know. It's interesting.
You said something when we first chatted that has kind of like become a bit of a mantra for me. It's even strange to say that it's been 5 years that I've kind of like been saying this, but you said I've had this experience.
Yes. I love that hit you as well, because that comes up. It's very rare for me to miss alcohol anymore, but there are those certain experiences or social moments where you see people who are connecting in a really beautiful way, where it's it's hard to see when people are connecting when it's alcohol infused. But there are moments where I do remind myself, I've had plenty of that. Oh, I've had plenty of bourbon in my life. I don't, and to see it as a great memory of like, there were beautiful things that came from that time in my life, and I've had that. I lived that, and to remind myself, like, I don't need more of it. I've had it. And I do have that a lot, which is nice. And I love the way you're putting it too, of like, now chasing those new things. Like, what could I put in that space instead? Like, or not even put in that space, but what new things can I invite into my life that I was missing out on before, because I just was in this routine of thinking that alcohol and drinking was the only way to experience the fullness of life, which is bananas to think of now. Of everything I've experienced now, it doesn't nearly compare to what alcohol brought.
Has sobriety changed the way that you approach work, the way that you see a body of work, the way that you set the definition of what you want to do? Have you found more success since stopping drinking?
Well, first thing that comes to mind is I used to have wine edits, where I would just have a night where I drank a bunch of wine and just edited all the photos I needed to edit. And then later I would look back at the photos and be like, did I do a good job the next day? And it's funny now how I just approach everything so much differently than I did before. I think intention is the biggest thing, is like having way more intention with how I approach my at-home work, because I edit photos at home, and that at home is where I drank the most. And so now, being just more mindful and fully present and aware, I feel like I'm able to organize a lot more. I'm not rushing through things in the similar fashion. And I think another thing that comes to mind is I do photograph at certain corporate events where they're drinking, and it is an interesting space for me to be in. So there are moments where I do think about it a lot, and I do think about how grateful I am that I'm never losing my awareness of myself in my career as well. I'm always fully present. I don't see my former self there anymore. And I think it is because I've been very intentional with the other things I'm bringing into the space. And I actually, it like hit me the other day that I haven't had alcohol in that home in so long, and it feels really nice. And there was some alcohol that kind of had made it in and out of my house from a person, and I just like felt like the unease of it, in the sense of like, oh, I just don't want that around. I just feel like the energy that's tied to it is just an energy I've cleared out of my life, and I just don't want that anymore. So I do see a much more peaceful, zenful me present in that home. One that's like wanting to drink tea and wind down, and it just feels less clouded and less, yeah, because if I think back to the times where I was just stumbling through the house or not fully, I can think about the hallway that I zigzagged down, and now it's like, I'm sure I'll trip, but not because of alcohol, just because I'm clumsy. Yeah.
What do you love about yourself?
I do love so much that I'm a natural optimist. I have people in my life that are not. And it's really interesting to see the difference. Like, you don't really know the special things about you until you are in community and you're in relationships and you encounter other people who default differently. My default is optimism and positivity. And every function can have a dysfunction and vice versa. So there are things about it like toxic positivity, and I would never take back, or if I had to redo this life, I would want this personality again, because it feels really beautiful to feel naturally light and to just default to joy and happiness. I love that about me.